Okay. Let's make sure things look good on YouTube. All right. And also on Twitch. Yep. Good stuff. Okay. Let's see. Mini Shinny is first over on YouTube, and Fox Behind the Tree is first over on Twitch. How's it going? How's everyone doing tonight? Just kind of finishing, getting set up here a little bit. I moved some stuff around. I have added an additional camera at a slightly different angle. That way I can keep the main camera up here that I'm pointing at the like exact height. So when I'm holding a model for painting, you know, this is where I hold my models when I paint, and that's like dead center of the screen almost, which I love. But I've added another angle right here in front of me. So when I'm doing stuff down here on the table, on the desk, you guys will hopefully be able to see what I'm doing as I'm, you know, massaging my desk. That's the idea. So I will, Blood Drunk Bruce, you are second. First. No. I love it. So yeah, so this is still the main camera. And this is just a little betrayed by my own nights. You know, Bruce, I'd been wondering. I knew you'd been sending some people my way to attack me, and I appreciate that. So I wanted to thank you, because I know you. There's been several times where you're like pushing people towards my channel, and I greatly appreciate that. So yeah, I was just kind of showing off. I've got a new camera. So this is my main camera. This is the same one that I've had before. And I didn't really want to move it or anything. Oh man, we got Bruce, we got Fox, we got Amy, we got the Nitos, Mini Shinny's over on YouTube. So we got a lot of people over on Twitch at the moment. I've been considering if I should set her up a Twitch account instead of a YouTube account. But I don't know yet. So anyways, yeah, so I have the main camera, but I don't really want to move it, and you can't really see like parts of the desk, right? Have the hand model camera. That's right. Look at those hand models. Look at all that hair on my arm. So anyways, I've set up an additional camera right over here in front of me. So that way you can watch while I massage my table and while I do stuff here on the desk. And this is just a little cheap action camera guy. And I've just set it up as an additional source that I'm kind of turning off and on, so like back to normal. And then, because, you know, I want to show off some of the stuff I'm doing. So first off, this is the model that I want to build tonight. Well, I don't know if I'll finish it, but this is the model I want to work on tonight. I loved the Zoids anime when I was a kid. And yeah, I've actually got a couple of different ones. I'm going to start with this one though. This is I believe the smallest of the three that I have. You want the Monster Hunter? Ooh, they made Monster Hunter Zoids? Really? I didn't even know they had those. So I'm going to push him back here. That's amazing. I want them. Amy the Dorito Lady, welcome on YouTube as well. So yeah, this one is the Command Wolf, which I am excited to build. I liked the Command Wolf in both cartoons actually, but I also have the Blade Liger, which is just, it's a cool model. But this one is a little bit, like the box is a little thicker. So I'm assuming that means more pieces. And it's been a while since I've like really built model kits. So I kind of want to start with like what I'm perceiving to be the easier one. And if this goes well, I'd like to work on the other ones also. I'm also really wanting to get like a display cabinet to put like up behind me or something. Maybe not like right behind me, but like across the room. Maybe one that lights up, but then I'd like to have like some of my finished models like in a display cabinet. I think that'd be neat. But then my third one, I have one more Zoid. I also have the Shield Liger, and this one is the Bang Special, which I believe in English his name was Van. Is he not on the side of the box? Where there was somewhere? Oh, here we go. In English, I believe his name was Van, but he was the main character in Zoid's Chaotic Century. And I watched it on Toonami back in the day, but I love both this one and the Blade Liger. But again, we're starting with the Command Wolf. Oh, are you, Mini Shinny? Are you reading a book as well? If so, good job. I'm proud of you. If I knew how to open a box, this might go a little faster. Oh my gosh, this plastic is so stretchy. What the heck? Okay, I'm getting out a knife. But yeah, so we're gonna start on the Command Wolf. We're gonna, again, I don't know if I'm gonna finish it tonight. I'm gonna get as far as I can, but I haven't built one of these. This is one of their newer kits. They like recently started re-releasing these realize models, and they're 1/100 scale. I believe the old ones, I have some of the old Zoids. I believe those were like 1/72 scale, so these are a little bit smaller if you've ever built Zoids. But I believe 1/100 is still a pretty good scale. All right. Finally got the plastic removed. Okay, so I'm going to keep one of these guys out. I have some cheap clippers that I'm going to leave out. I have some slightly fancier clippers that I'm going to leave out. And then I have a couple of files. Let's see. This guy looks like a good flat one. I think that'll be the main stuff that I'll want for this. Mini Shinny says she is reading Dragons in a Bag. I don't believe I've read that one. Is that one of the new ones you got from the library, Mini Shinny? Shinny Wifey took her to the library the other night. And I'm going to get defeated by the box here. This is going to be the hardest part of tonight. Let me go. I'm going to switch. Maybe you guys can see better when I'm going from this angle. Yes? Okay, good. Gosh, it's like there's like an air seal. Don't let the box win. Like, I don't want to like rip it open either. Like, I like the box. See the struggling in different angles. That's a great idea, Amy. We're gonna move the camera around and reposition it so you can see all of the struggles. You're gonna see a grown man get defeated by a paper thin cardboard box. Setting the lid aside. Okay, so we've got several sprues here. Set those aside real quick. What is this? Is this the instructions? Heck yeah. All right, and then I'm actually gonna set this empty box kind of on my shelf over here. And I'm going to grab a cough drop before I forget. Shinny 0 versus box 1. Oh man. I thought I won in the end, but I guess not. Amy with the hydrate, thank you. I mean, 1 second here. The stupid cough is going to stay around forever, honestly. So I'm going into, this is, I think, the end of week 3. I'm going to be going on week 4 soon. I'm pretty sure, my doctor also thinks this is the case, but he thinks that I had untreated bronchitis when I was younger, and that I now have like a chronic bronchitis. So basically anytime I get like a cough, it just basically lasts and lasts. Okay, so these are nice and not necessarily individually packaged, but they're kind of, it looks like they're grouped together in some way. So like this sprue here looks like it's going to be most of like maybe the body sections and like the legs, like maybe like the internal frame of the Zoid. And these look like it's going to be some of the external armor bits. And I believe these are going to be, yeah, so there's like the cockpit pieces, these orange, and these are like a transparent orange. I actually really, those look cool. And then I believe these are all like rubber. Oh yeah, that feels like rubber. Okay. So I believe these are the parts that like you put in the joints so when it moves, because you can move it around and pose it and stuff. So I'm actually pretty excited about those. But yeah, let's look at the instructions and see where it says to start. I was just checking if there was like a rip tab. Sometimes these bags have like a spot where you're supposed to rip them from. So I was not being defeated by the bag. I was just checking to see if there was a specific way that they had intended you to open the bag before I just start cutting into it. And Nitos is also on YouTube. Wait, did they send me 2? They don't. This one feels lighter. Are these both instructions? Is this so thick right here? This one is like, ooh, look at all these instructions. This one is like the material is kind of thick. It's not cardstock, but it's almost like poster paper. Whereas this one is more like normal paper, but I think they're the same thing. So I think they really did send me 2 instruction booklets. So I'm going to set aside thicker one. Did I just get a comment from the Stream Elements bot? Yeah, Mini Shinny is always excited to have people over on YouTube. But again, I'm debating whether it might make more sense to set her up on Twitch as well, because I think she'd have fun interacting with like channel points and stuff. Okay, so I believe, let's see here. It looks like it's going to have me start building the head. I don't know how that, wow, that text looks really weird on my camera up there. This looks like the head that it's going to have me build. Is that really where it's having me start? That's kind of cool. I didn't know I could have the stream bot on YouTube either. You're going to roll to escape the mini of Shinny's clutches. He appears to be in a deep slumber. Shinny Wifey is attempting her escape. Give me an acrobatics roll, please. Which one is this? This is sprue D. Okay. Do I need D? No, I don't. I don't need D yet. Okay, I'm setting that one aside. I need stealth, acrobatics, and survival. You're right. Mission somewhat possible. He He seemed like there was a good chance he was actually gonna like fall asleep tonight. So I'm hopeful. Is this, no, that's F. Where's E? A, C, B, is this one E? Oh, it is, okay. So this one is part E, okay. I need like one piece off of this. Trubbish, Zora, and Driflon. Yeah, Mini Shinny has been playing Pokemon Violet recently on the Switch, and she's been enjoying that quite a bit. I pretty much only played like some of the classic Pokemon. Oh my gosh! Okay, hold on. I gotta switch over to my other camera real quick. Okay, I gotta switch over to the like double zoom. There's little tiny pilot guys. They're so itty bitty. Oh my gosh. Like you can put them in the cockpit. Yes, yeah, just like the Gundam kits. I haven't built a Gundam in a while either. I have the I have like a master grade I think it's the RX-79G, the ZOID MS team like variant or whatever, and I started building it and like got through like his like arm section and was like, I'm not doing this right now. But I did build like the Grandpa Gundam, the RX-78-2 with I think it was like the super cheap one you get at like Hobby Lobby for like $12 or something like that. You built a lot when you were with your ex, tons of perfect grades. I haven't built any perfect grades yet. I went from like high grade into master grade, and I was like, okay, this is going to take some time to like learn what I'm doing, and I was not prepared at that time. Let's see. Mini Shinny says her favorite Pokemon's Miraidon. Nidos likes Torchic because it's the first ever Pokemon you played with, and you like birds. Nice, nice. Oh, and Amy likes Eevee. It's also a good choice. Mini Shinny loves Eevee as well. Okay, so I need A17, A2. Okay, there's A17. So these cutters that I have here are, I don't know what, they're like flush cut or whatever. Like you can get like really, really dang close to the edge of the model with these, and you get a pretty nice cut, usually only needing like very minor cleanup afterwards. Nevermore. We are talking about Pokemon. Mini Shinny asked what everyone's favorite Pokemon was. Oh no, Bruce's internet went out. That sucks. Are those God Hands? These are not God Hands. These are an off-brand Rui tool. These were like $15, I believe. 15 or 18 bucks on sale, but they are pretty nice compared to my old cheap Zuron ones that I had for like $5. So these are like a huge step up for me. Single-sided, these are single-sided, yes. All right, A2. Oh, it's right here. It says jaw. And again, for whatever reason, my app that combines the chat is not doing a good job. So I'm like trying to look at both chats as best I can. So I apologize if I miss something. Give me my empty-headed good lads. Oh, for the Woofer Quagsire, Clodsire, the kings. Yeah, I've never had God hands. These are the best I've had, and these are solid. I like these. Again, they're way better than what I was using, but I honestly, anything would have been better than these. And I had used these for like everything. Oh man, these are like super chipped too. I'm like looking at the back side of the blades. There's like little dings in it. I used to use these for like removing resin prints from their supports and everything too. Like they were not well taken care of. F2. Oh, F is the cockpit piece. Okay. Neatos. The Minecraft server's still going pretty good. I don't know if I played very much. I think I played with her once or twice, maybe since the last stream. Unfortunately, I didn't get to play as much as I had wanted. And surely not as much as she had wanted me to play. Whichever ones you borrowed from work. We'll say you you acquired them. Yeah, we have not spotted Herobrine yet. We did get one of her friends on the server as well. And so they've been looking for him. They've been like trying to hunt down Herobrine. Fox behind the tree, welcome to YouTube as well. Alright, so I got A17, E7. Okay. So I want to go, before I start putting these pieces together. So this is a very, I guess I should switch my cameras while I'm doing this other angle here. So this is a very dull blade. So you don't have to worry about me like accidentally cutting myself. Like it is dull. So but the plastic is so soft, I can kind of scrape along and get some of the little bits of like the nubs that are left over. I haven't tried to resharpen these cutters yet. These retool ones, but so far they do work really well for me. And I know the X-Acto is probably not like the best way to do this. This is just how I've kind of always done it. Like how I've gotten used to cleaning up some of these. Or at least getting like the rough version of it. And then coming back and using the file to get it a little bit further. And actually, Shinny Wifey bought a set, I believe, that has some files. Oh, wait, no, I bought some files too. Hold on. I got some, like, really nice files. All the cool people are on YouTube. It's true. And I'm a little bit biased. But I bought these like ultra fine polishing files. I've heard these are supposed to be good, like the glass files or whatever. And it comes in not only a cardboard box, but a plastic carrying case. So you know it's got to be good, right? The Shitty Cool Kids Club. Heck yeah. But yeah, so it's supposed to be like super fine. You can hardly even tell that there's like texture there. So I don't know how well this is going to work. I've not really used these very much. But yeah, YouTube was where I started, actually, a long time ago. I guess my Twitch name is still the same as my old YouTube name. But I started on YouTube as Shinigaming and played a mobile game. And I streamed that. I was watching a different streamer and was watching him do it, and I was like, oh man, that looks like fun. I bet I could figure out how to do that. And I did. And so I started streaming Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. And streamed that over here on YouTube and had a ton of fun. In fact, the chair I'm sitting in right now was a not exactly a donation, but like it was like a request from viewers. Like viewers were like, oh man, your chair sucks, you need a better chair, you should put up a donation goal so you can get a new chair. And so I did, and within like 2 or 3 days we were able to buy a new chair. And so I've been using this chair ever since then, and that was like 2015 or 2016. Like that was a long time ago. Good Christmas ideas for Shiny. I'll add God Hands to a wish list. God Hands are a great idea for a Christmas wish list. Do they have different like tiers of God Hands? Oh, Nidos, are you telling me not to poke myself with this? I promise you, it is dull. There's no sharpness left on this blade at all. And I'm not pushing very hard, I promise. It may look like I'm not being safe, but I promise you. Oh, the file too? I guess the file I could poke myself. It probably looks sharper than it is, but it's got like big rounded edges. Like I could still kind of, I guess, sand my finger or whatever. We're not going to the ER 2 days in a row. Yeah, so we went to the ER yesterday. I guess story time. I think they're mostly animals. Wait, what? Hold on, Amy, what are you... what I'm making is an animal. Are you looking at the Zoids? I'm sorry, I feel like I missed something. Yes, Zoids are animal-like mecha. Let me grab the box art real quick, because you might have missed the beginning. But this is what I'm going to be building. This is the Command Wolf Zoid, and he is a big robot. There's the head has a cockpit area for the pilot, and there's also, it looks like a cockpit up here in the gun on his back for a gunner. But yeah, so this is what we're building. I do have a couple of other ones that I'm not building tonight, but I was showing off earlier. I have the Blade Lagger, but this one the box was a little thicker, so it looked like it was going to be slightly more complicated, and so I decided I wanted to stick with the easier looking one. And I do apologize, Nitos, that I am cutting towards my thumb. I definitely I definitely am. But I do promise you I am not being crazy with, like, I am not putting a lot of pressure on it. I am mostly just kind of scraping at the side of the plastic so that I don't push towards myself too hard. Okay, so A17, E7. Oh, that's like the control stick. Okay. So that piece. These also, I believe, don't need any glue to assemble. Is that how that's supposed to go in there? That feels... Yeah, that feels like that's not gonna let me close it like that. I don't think that's right. I think it needs to go in this slot right here. Or maybe... I bet... Okay. That's how it's supposed to go. Okay. And then A2 is going to connect in here like this. Okay. No, guys, there's a reason I have a job. I'm side-eyeing you so hard. Wait, what? Do you work in an ER or something? You know, you'd be terrified when you watch me do that. Mine are sharp and I'm not careful. You do? Okay. I was like, hold up. That makes sense. Where is... Okay, so I also need A11. So this guy right here. All right. And then, and again, I promise you, this is not a sharp knife at all. This is a very old, I do not replace this blade at all. The tip is even not sharp. Like, it's leaving little like dents in my finger, but I promise you, this is not sharp at all. Like, it takes a lot of force to really cut anything. And in this case, for example, like I'm cutting, or I'm trying to kind of scrape along the top right here, but I'm cutting, or I'm going at an angle where I'm not actually going it from the angle I'm doing it like this. It looks like I'm going towards my thumb, but if I go in a straight line, like I'm not even like on my hand here. I promise you. I am being careful, and I'm only pushing a little bit. Like, I'm just kind of pushing with like my fingertip along the back side of the blade. I'm not pushing hard, and as soon as I feel any kind of give, I stop pushing, even though it's a dull blade. Did I finish the ER story? No, I did not. I did not even get started, really, other than just saying that we won't go to the ER 2 nights in a row. So last night, we were getting Shinny Baby ready for bed. And I say we, it was Shinny Wifey who was getting him ready. I think I was laying down in our bed. I don't remember. I think that's what I was doing. But anyways, she was getting Shinny Baby ready. And he brushed his teeth and did all that stuff, and then set him down to go brush her own teeth, I believe, something like that. And so anyways, he comes walking up to Shinny Wifey and is pointing at his nose. And he says, "Nosh, nosh," is kind of how he currently says nose. He's only 2, so, you know, we cut him a little bit of slack. But, yeah, so he's pointing at his nose, and she tells me from the other room, she's like, "Hey, I think he might have something in his nose. Like, can you take a look at it?" So I go out, I get him in the kitchen, I put him in his high chair, and, I shine a flashlight, and I see something black and shiny in his nostril. And it is, kind of far up in there. Yeah, that's right. I was laying down. Okay, so yeah, I was laying down in our bed. That's what I was thinking. I was in our bed, but yesterday was kind of an odd day at work, and so I had like gone to our room and laid down and was trying to kind of cool off a little bit. But anyways, yeah, he had something black and shiny in his nose, and it wasn't like right here at the edge. It was like deep in his nose, like past, like, I don't know, there's like nasal bone or whatever that like your nose kind of has like a curve. It was around that curve. Like I could see whatever this black shiny thing was, but not very well. It was mostly out of view. Yeah, we thought it was a rock at first. Like that was our first thought, was like, oh man, he's put some sort of rock up there, a pebble of some kind, and it's pretty deep up there. Well, he demonstrated for us how he did it, because he was sitting there shoving his finger up there, you know, trying to get it out. Or maybe trying to push it further in. I don't know, but it was, you know, bothering his nose. And he was kind of snorting and making noises and all that good stuff. And yeah. So we mess with him a little bit. At first I thought it was close enough that I could maybe use tweezers to get it. Which we looked up later, and that was not a good idea. So yeah, the tweezers didn't help. So then we were reading, and they're like, oh, you should do something called the parent's kiss. And you basically like cover their mouth and then blow in their nose, or cover their other nostril and blow in their mouth, like get a seal on them and blow in, so that basically the air pressure pushes the item out. So we tried that a couple of times. We tried that, and nothing happened. All right, we're about to assemble the head here. It sounded like air was coming out while we were doing that. Like a lot of air. Yeah, she knew to do the blowing nose thing. I did not, so I had tried the tweezers first. However, turns out later it wouldn't have really mattered either way, unfortunately. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, I think we have to take him to the emergency room. Unfortunately, it was like 8 p.m., just after 8, and that's when like all of our urgent care close here. Oh, I'm a wolf. Ah. Yeah. And so yeah, urgent care was closed. Nothing we could do there. And so we took him to the emergency room. They start looking at it. They also had me try the parent's kiss or whatever, trying to blow the item out. And they also heard kind of the sound of air coming out of his nostril. And so it wasn't like a complete block. Like he could still breathe out of his nose. Or I guess in, either way, in or out. So it wasn't like completely blocked off, which was good. So then they went and got like a suction machine of some kind with, I don't know, some sort of like soft tubing thing that is meant for the nose. And they tried. They tried that on him. And it also did nothing. They could not get a grip on this item. And so, I don't know, they kind of went back and forth for a while of like, well, crap, what do we do? How do we do this? How do we get this out of there? And the whole time, Shinny Baby is like running around the room. He's full of energy. It's like, I don't know, it was almost like 10 o'clock at this time. Blood Drunk Bruce, welcome back. Wait, I gotta make that better. Hold on. I think that's a dab. So he's running around the room. He's doing somersaults off the hospital bed, the emergency room bed. He's, doing everything. And the nurse or the doctor, I don't remember if this lady was the nurse or the doctor. We had seen several people at this point. They were trying everything, right? And yeah, they did a nasal rinse suction thing. They were trying to think of other stuff. They were like, do we have any other tools we can use? They called like a different doctor. They were like, hey, what else do we have that we can try? And again, the whole time, Shinny Baby is just like running around the room, doing loops. Oh, it was a nurse practitioner. Okay. He got up on the bed. He was doing somersaults on the bed. He was just, being a wild child like 2-year-olds do. And then he comes, the nurses and everything had stepped out, and we closed the door, and his noise wouldn't disturb other people there. And he comes up to me again, and he's going, nosh. And I look, and I'm like, oh my God, I can see, just barely tilting his head up, I can see whatever he has in there. And so I like grab his head, I'm like holding him, and I'm like, oh my God, see if you can get it. And Shinny Wifey kind of like takes her finger and from the outside, like above, starts kind of pushing down, and we get it to pop out. Somehow all of his running around and everything, and the suction might have helped too, but everything got it to kind of twist around and readjust so that it could actually come out of his nose. And we were able to get it out. And it turns out it was a bead. It was a plastic bead, which is why it was shiny and black, but it was a shiny black plastic bead, maybe about 1/4 inch in diameter, like a decent sized bead, but it had a big hole in the center, which I'm pretty sure is why trying to blow through, like creating the air pressure, I don't think was working, was because it had the hole, so the air just was able to come right through it without, like, it wasn't completely blocking his nose, so the air went through. He's perfectly fine. He was fine last night too. Like it was more upsetting to him that he couldn't get it out than anything. Like he was like, I don't know, he stuck it up his nose and then was mad that he couldn't get the bead back out. I hear steps. I think Shinny Wifey is bringing me the bead to show. But yeah, she just put him to bed a little bit ago. But yeah, so they gave us a little a container. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure there's no like addresses or anything on here. They gave us this little container. So this is the bead. It's just one of these little guys. But see, it's got a nice big hole through the center. And I think the way he had it positioned, the air was just able to go right through it, which is why both the suction and the positive pressure, neither were really working. And I'm pretty sure it's just because it was a bead. But yeah, we got it out. Everything was fine. We were at the emergency room for like 2.5 hours, maybe. Just kind of a really frustrating evening. But yeah, we don't want to go there again. It is not on the docket. Okay, so do I need to go switch to the double zoom here? I don't know if this is going to show up on camera at all, but there's kind of like a mold line right here, it looks like. I want to clean that up a little bit. This is like really bright white, so I don't know how much of this actually shows up on camera. Need to have in the room where I'm watching the video. Oh, okay. Mini Shinny is asking if she should bring her Eevee plushies in the room with her, not necessarily down here where I'm at. Thanks for sharing with the class. And, you know, over the years, we have had some interesting hospital visits. Usually, I'm the interesting one being in the hospital. Not always, but usually it's me. Usually I'm the problem child. Okay, so this way and this. Which one? Mini Shinny, do you have the whole evolution list, or are you missing any? I was thinking you have pretty much all of them now. Okay, so that one goes there. Then I need D6. Where's... It's A, B, C. Where's D? Ah, one of the big gray ones. You have them all? You know what? Go ahead and quietly, Mini Shinny, go ahead and bring one of your plushies down here. But you have to promise to stay out of view of the camera. Because I don't want to get in trouble for any kind of Twitch or YouTube stuff for having a kid on screen. And I will show it off on the stream for you. She's probably already moving. I think I hear footsteps upstairs. So there's D6. It's the edge of that one. She bolted out of the bed. I figured that was probably the case. Like I was pretty sure I could hear her footsteps. I will say this kit feels significantly easier to put together than the one master grade that I've attempted. Though I also believe that the one I attempted was like an older kit. Might not be as clean as some of the newer ones. Because I tried the RX-79G, which is my favorite mobile suit, by the way. Johnny, how's it going? I told her to have you show off her drink carrier full of them. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so then this piece goes here. That? What that looks like. Okay, I can hear her coming. Let me switch to the no zoom camera. What? All right, so here's Flareon. Do you have all of them this size? Here's Vaporeon with her little floppy ear.
He doesn't stop with the flop.
And Glaceon. And Sylveon. And Jolteon. Jolteon's face looks a little weird. I think it's just the way the eyes are shaped.
Some features wrong.
And Umbreon.
Let's see. It's Espeon. Almost all of the features are wrong on his Espeon.
And Espeon. And Leafeon. And that's all of them. The drink carrier. Do you have your drink carrier thing? Mom said to show it.
Drink carrier?
She sounds confused on what the drink carrier is, Shinny Wifey. Yeah, here, you can go ahead and take them. MGs have come a long way. That's what I was thinking, Johnny. I've built some of like the really old high grades, like in the 90s. I built like some of the Gundam Wing stuff. And then kind of recently I built the high grade Grandpa Gundam, the RX-70.
Bring down my big Jolteon.
No, I won't be able to show that one off. It's too big. But the I built the RX-78-2, but it's like the high grade one you get at like Hobby Lobby, like the cheap one. And it was fine. I didn't have any problems with it. But then I bought on Amazon, I got the RX-79G Master Grade, and I was thinking surely, or not, wait, was it the Master Grade? Is it high grade, master grade, perfect grade, I think? I'm pretty sure it's the master grade. And that was a significant step up in difficulty and a lot more parts. Okay, where does this part go? Okay, sorry, I'm looking at the instructions here. So I've already built the head. And then I just built this piece, this guy right here. And so now, and this piece is that. Yeah, that right there. So I need to get these pieces. So A15, P2, A9, A14. That should be the next section. Okay. I think something that would be really cool. I don't know how to do it quite yet. I've seen a video where they kind of did something similar. But they had a thing where you could spend like channel points on Twitch, and you guys could like change what camera was active, or like do an effect or a filter or something. And I think it would be really cool if you guys, like if I was at like a scene where you hated the camera angle or something and you could switch to my other camera. I think that'd be cool. Let's see, Johnny, there's also early grade, which is a step below HG, but doesn't use color correcting stickers. Interesting. I guess this could be kind of like an early grade then. because this doesn't seem to have, I don't think there's any stickers with this kit. But this is the Zoids Realize Command Wolf A15. But so far, you know, I'm not very far into the build yet, but so far it seems to be pretty decent. These are their new. That's why his name is racist. What? What did I miss? What? Wrong chat. You there? I was like, what? It's like that came out of nowhere. I was like, I don't even know how the conversation got to that point. I'm gonna switch back to my double zoom. I feel like you guys can see a little bit better when I'm double zoomed in like this. But yeah, so far with like the pieces, like I'm pretty impressed with like the details. Unfortunately, it's in like a really shiny gloss white, so some of the details are probably hard for you guys to see. But like these little tiny like indentions, like there's a little triangle right here where I'm pointing, and these little ridges along here, like these look very nice, like very clean molds that they used. Oh, you're watching like 6 chats. That's all right. That's all right. You there. I was just confused. I was like, what did I miss? Okay, so there's A15 and I need P2, which this is some of the rubber bits. So like this is flexible rubber here. So these go in a lot of the joints on these types of kits. So that way they're a little bit more mobile and posable. So there's P2, and then I need A9, which is this guy, and A14, which is this guy. Okay. Yeah, I could imagine 6 chats being tough to keep track of at the same time. Like, I have trouble keeping up with my own chat sometimes. And we don't even have that many, you know, chatters. I get confused when I'm looking at YouTube and Twitch at the same time sometimes. Anyway, if he says hard enough for her to bounce back and forth between chatting on Twitch on her phone and YouTube on my laptop. Yeah, I can imagine that too. Like, I'm not even having to type. I'm just like trying to read both chats. But, you know, I guess I'm multitasking in a different way because wait, is this the one I already did? Yeah, it is. I picked up the wrong one. Whoops. Because I'm trying to like, I don't know, do this and pay attention to what everyone's saying. Which this is still way easier than back whenever I tried to stream games. Because with this I can easily take a quick pause and look away from what I'm doing. But depending on what game you're streaming, it's not always easy to do. Oh, and Mini Shinny also said that her favorite evolution is Espeon. Mine is Umbreon, actually. Back in the day, whenever Gold and Silver first came out, I knew that you had to make your Eevee happy. Like it was a happiness evolution to get Espeon and Umbreon. And I knew that you had to get it like during the day for Espeon and during night for Umbreon. I could never. I would always log in during the day and not like I'd get home from school or something and it wasn't quite night in game yet. So I'd log on and be like, oh yeah, and I'd do something and then Eevee would get like a happiness point or something. And I kept getting Espeons instead. She wants to use sound on her laptop because she paid for no ads, but Mini Shinny wants to use her laptop speakers. That sounds about right. She does. She does have a giant sleeping Jolteon plush. That feels super smooth. Like this little polishing stick seems to do really good. Oh, I don't know if any of you guys are into like city building games, like PC games and stuff. But I recently found a demo for a game that I'm like I'm really excited about. It's called Corsair Cove, and it's a pirate game. And you were building like the pirate's secret hideaway, like Tortuga or something. But you're in like a crazy tropical island, and it's one of the first games I've ever seen where it lets you like build on the cliff walls like as you're going up. Like it's really kind of cool looking. Well, sorry, Tortuga is from Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm sure it was a real place too, but like I just remember like Jack Sparrow and other characters like going to Tortuga, I guess. So in my head, that's the like secret pirate hideaway place, even though I don't think that's quite correct. It means turtle in Spanish? That's fantastic. That is extra funny though, now that I'm thinking about it, since they kept joking about how, well, I guess they weren't exactly joking, but they were talking about how Jack Sparrow lashed together a couple of sea turtles with a rope, and that's how he got off that one deserted island. Oh, okay. So then this part goes through his neck area. Oh, that is a very snug fit. Oh man, his head's going to be very posable. That's cool. Okay. And then this one. Like this. Yeah, his head will be able to, it's not a lot of twist here, but just a little bit. But it can easily go up and down because of that ball joint thing. And then this other piece, which side's the front? This side. This goes on there like that. Okay. Excuse me, sorry. I may also this will probably be a good time to use my Gundam marker too, because I can add panel lining in these little recesses. All right, his head's done at least. So next, we're going to start with the body. So I get D32 and P8. And D31. Okay. The big sheet here is, let me see here. Switch over 31 and 32. So these two pieces here, 31 and 32, those aren't even the big pieces. So this must be like his lower torso or something. You want Sylveon in game, you have to have play rough in their moveset and level up their friendliness. Oh. I don't know if I've actually played any of the later games past, or at least enough to have like really known Sylveon or Glaceon or Leafeon. Like Gold and Silver were the last ones that I like really played. E8. Sure, these two guys at the very bottom here. I'd have to make a big diorama for that Zoid. For this one? Oh yeah, for your like terrarium things you've been making. Oh yeah, also, if you're not part of the Discord, definitely you're welcome to check that out. Shiny Wifey has been working on some really cool terrarium things that she's been posting in the Discord there. She made one with like an Eevee in it. And they're like in little jars. And then she made another one with what did you say his name was? Kododama? From oh my gosh, which Ghibli movie is that from? Kodama. I added an extra syllable or something. Johnny, am I going to paint the Command Wolf after it's built? I don't know. I don't think I'm going to do like a full paint. I am thinking about doing like some panel lining or something. But as for like painting the whole thing, I think it would make more sense to paint like his white armor, for example. I think it would have made more sense to paint that before building him. But I don't know. I hadn't really thought that far ahead. From Princess Mononoke, that's right. I do have, I was showing them off earlier, but I do have both the Blade Liger and Shield Liger as well. Oops. And I'm excited to build all of them. I'm only working on the Command Wolf tonight. But like if this goes well, I will probably do future streams for both Blade Liger and Shield Liger. And the Shield Liger is the Van Special, or Bang Special, I think is what it says on the box. Because I believe that was more how his name was pronounced in Japanese. I guess this is also probably as good a stream as any to bring this up, but I recently turned in my 2 weeks notice at my job. And I'm I'm very excited about that. How long are these supposed to take to build? That is a good question, Shinny Wifey. I think these RMZ kits, these are supposed to be kind of on the easier side. I think they're really only supposed to take a couple of hours. Shinny Wifey, gasp, you did what? Yeah, Shinny Wifey didn't know this is how she found out. I'm just kidding. She already knew. But yes, I am quitting my job. I do have another job lined up. Let's see, 28 and 27. Blind? Probably. Oh, no, they're right here. Okay, 28 and 27. Congratulations. Thank you, Amy. Thank you. But yeah, I've been having some issues at my current job, and I don't really want to get into the weeds with that, but I am very excited to be leaving there and taking a different job that I believe will be quite a bit less stressful and have a little bit better like work-life balance and things of that nature. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to spend more time with the family, spend more time with my wife and kids, maybe have some more hobby time sometimes, and most importantly, have less stress from work. Because currently, I work in IT at a bank, and I've not been at the same place, but I have been working in IT for banks for the past like 9 years now, and I don't know if it's just because of banks or what, but it is way more stressful than it probably should be. And so I'm excited to do something different. And I hadn't really been talking about it yet anywhere. Nothing goes in between these, does it? But this Friday is my last day in 2 days. I'm refraining from saying what I want until you're actually done. That's part of it. I've been trying to be very careful about what I say, and yeah. So next week's stream, I might have more to say. We'll see. Okay, so I just built these two sections right here. So I can open the page to the next section here. Okay, so this is that piece, right? And this is that piece. Yeah, okay. D30, D29, okay. P4, D1, okay. But this piece just goes into the back of that one. Oh, there's one of those rubber pieces in there. Okay. There we go. So it'll still be able to be twistable right there. Nice, okay. Are my kids also Interested in the hobby? Yes, Johnny. My daughter and my wife actually both enjoy painting miniatures. They've painted a few, and it's unfortunately it's very difficult to because we also have a 2-year-old who is. I mean, granted, he probably would be interested, but he would probably just, you know, make a mess of everything. But it's hard to get all of us down here at the same time. And both of them are currently in the chat. Minnie Shinny and Shinny Wifey are my actual wife and daughter. And they both enjoy the painting side of it. They're both very artistic as well. I think Shinny Wifey has built a couple of models with me. I believe she's done a couple. I don't know if she likes the building as much, but the painting definitely she does like. Oh yes, Minnie Shinny did build an Eevee model. She sat down with me and I cut out the parts for her and then she assembled it. Yeah, the tank likes to stick small pieces in his nose. This is true. He stuck a bead in his nose the other day. Okay, which one is this? This is the, okay. Oh, I need P4. Which is this guy right here. Used to do models when you were a kid? I don't know if I knew that, Shinny Wifey. Did you also build like Gundams and stuff, or did you do like cars and things? I need to clean up this edge a little bit before I start assembling, because I don't know if I'll be able to get back to here easily. Used to do, you mostly paint your Gunpla? Oh, you paint Gunpla? Nice. Most of my painting, Johnny, is for miniatures. I've done Warhammer and Star Wars Legion and stuff. I have not really painted anything larger than like 32mm scale, or whatever scale you want to say Warhammer and stuff is. But like, for example, last week I was painting Baby Yoda here on stream, and then a couple weeks back I was painting some Wookiees. I got a couple of different ones. We did a few of these guys on stream, and these guys are done primarily with speed paints. Not exactly as a challenge, but I wanted to see how they would look. I was trying to get as many Wookiees done in one night as I could, and I really only got the 3 mostly done. But yeah, so I mostly paint miniatures and stuff, but I also have painted, I haven't really painted much other than miniatures. Sorry, I've painted Star Wars and Warhammer stuff mostly. I've not built enough Gunpla to have also tried painting them, if that makes sense. Because I've only built a few Gunpla. I built more when I was a kid. Like, I have a whole bunch of really terribly assembled, like high grade models, like the super cheap ones. Your brother was into car models. They'd add hydraulics and pimp up the cars. They turn them into lowriders. That's pretty cool. You had a few different models. Your grandpa would do bottle rockets, and I'd help him out sometimes. Nice. Oop. Okay, so these pieces go like that. kind of, but I believe there's another piece that goes right here. Oh no, there's another one that goes down here. Okay. And I don't want to put this together yet because this kind of goes like around. This goes like around this piece. Gosh, it doesn't want, there we go. So there's a rubber piece inside of there, and it's supposed to be able to like flex like this and twist, but it didn't want to slide in. But there's a little piece that's going to go right into this little socket down here. D1. This guy up here. I'm surprised this isn't one of the rubber pieces. It's one of the hard plastic pieces. Luckily, painting minis and painting Gunpla transfers pretty well. Nice. I might have to give it a try at some point. And I know I'm going to have kind of a mix of both this fall because I'm planning on picking up some of the Gundam Assemble stuff. I'm actually really excited for that. Like, I have absolutely no clue if the game itself is going to be any good. But by golly, I want to try it. These, honestly, you know, these are just snap fit kits, but these are really good. Like that seam line there, like that is such a clean seam line. That is good. Your dad was into model railroading. We helped him build the table in the basement. Your mom painted with oils. Yeah, overall, like, I mean, I grew up, my mom was also very artistic. She did a lot of craft stuff with me. She taught me how to sew. And I've like made some of my own costumes and stuff. Like, she always helped me make like Halloween costumes and everything. And like my first couple of like cosplays, she helped out with a lot. And she helped me kind of learn. I've made a couple of my own patterns. Nothing super fancy, but like I one year I was the Flash and I made my own bodysuit pattern for it. She did help you sew your skirt too. I forgot about that. Yeah. And Mini Shinny's getting tired. If you need to go to bed, Mini Shinny, that is perfectly fine. You have done great making it this far. Okay, so I need... Uh-oh. Hopefully that pushes into that slot, and hopefully it didn't need to go in there first, because I didn't see that part. Where's E? None of my sprues. It says E6. I don't have an E. Do I? Oh, I do. Okay, that looks like it's just going to be push fit. Good. That would have been fun trying to get that back apart. Okay, does it matter? Is there a top or a bottom? Oh, there is. Okay, so this side's the top. I just kind of... There we go. Yeah. That's good. That would have been a problem. I am noticing though, like from the front, like these horizontal lines are not perfectly aligned. And I don't think Well, I was able to kind of shift it a little bit there. It still looks off just slightly. Like it's pretty good. But that is not a perfect alignment there. All right, so that's the first part of the torso here. So now I need C2 to add to the top here, C9 and C6. Let's see, it goes this way. I also noticed for this like back piece here, it shows these, there's like 2 little pegs on top, but on this one there's 4. So hopefully that's just a slight, not exactly typo, but hopefully it's not like a big issue. Okay, so I need C2 and then C6 and C9. All right. I feel like this kit is going fairly smoothly. I was thinking it'd be really cool to like 3D print like a little hanger for these guys to like stand in or something to go up on like a display shelf. I think that'd be neat. Has anyone tried out any new games recently that I should be keeping an eye on? Whether that be video games or tabletop games. I know for Legion, for Star Wars Legion, we have a bunch of Mandalorian stuff coming soon. They have a new sub-faction coming out that I'm very excited for. Alright, so C2. And I think that this part is going to go like right here. That looks right. You like to try that pirate game? The one I was telling you about? The Corsair Cove? Yeah, you might like it. It's kind of a, like, think of it kind of like a city building game, almost like Sim City. Like, I'm trying to think of like something you might have played that's similar to it. She does still need to play Sea of Thieves. We haven't played that in a bit, and I believe they've had some kind of not well liked by the community updates that have come out recently. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad updates, because I have not really been paying that much attention. Sometimes the community just, for different games, likes to whine about things. Oh yeah, you did play that Jurassic Park one. I forgot about that. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and you had that zoo game that we got you on Steam as well, right? Like Planet Zoo or something like that. It sucked. The Planet Zoo or the Jurassic Park one? Or both? The zoo. Okay, I couldn't. Oh, that I vaguely remember. We had talked about wanting to get it refunded. Okay, I believe this one is going to go like this. I like how much flex these have. Excuse me. Okay, so I need piece number 9 right here. Yeah, this kit has been pretty easy so far. But I'm really liking how it looks. Like it's a very clean looking kit. You there, thank you for the hydrate. That's a good idea. That was a great idea. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. Aha. And so this was interesting. So someone had pointed this out on Reddit that the Hobby Lobby versions of these kits have like the Hobby Lobby stamp inside. But like if you order it online from like the manufacturer or from something else, it doesn't have this stamp. So like Hobby Lobby, there's like a separate facility that is like stamping these things with the Hobby Lobby stuff. But like they come with this stamp, like it was fully sealed and everything. So they're like, is there like a Hobby Lobby factory out there making Zoids kits or something? Like it just seems kind of weird. Everyone does need that hydration. You were correct. That piece slots on right there on the back. Yeah, because this is like his torso like bending up and down. And I like that there's so many like mechanical parts that you can see whenever stuff moves around. Okay. Oh, so now I got to build his tail. I need P3 and then A12 and 13. P3 right here. So this little round, it looks like a bead. We love beads right now in this household. Shiny wifey's probably having PTSD flashbacks. So I need his tail pieces. PTSD flashback sounds fun. Glad HL now has their 40% off sale. Oh yeah, that was the only reason I bought the shield liger when we went the other day, was because they had the 40% off, and now that it's basically all the time, it feels like they did maybe mark up some of the stuff a little bit, because the shield liger is significantly more expensive than the other kits that I had bought. I think I want to go back, not right away, but I think I want to get the Iron Kong kit. And then I don't know if they have, let's see, there's D-Bison and what's the other one I wanted? Like Red Horn, I think is one of the other Zoids I would like to have. And I think these Realize kits are just pretty solid kits. So I don't know if they have a Realize model yet of those. Oh, and the Genosaur, that would be a good one to have. Still, that is true. We were at Michael's, and there was a guy there that was kind of glancing at the model kits, and I think he was talking to someone on the phone. And Shinny Wifey kind of was like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt," and I wasn't trying to eavesdrop, but Hobby Lobby right down the street has some better prices on model kits if you're looking for Gundams and stuff. And it was 100% true. Their Gundams there were crazy. We're gonna need a bigger house. She's not wrong. It would be nice to have a bigger house. I'm kind of in process of trying to figure out how to reorganize our basement. So the room I'm in right now is in our basement. Second house does sound like a lot of work though. I'm in our basement, and we're not in a very big house. We have a 3-bedroom with a basement and a single car garage that is actually too small for any car we've ever tried to fit in it. My car, I drive a little Chevy Sonic. My car would probably fit in it. Blood Drunk Bruce, you know what? A posture check is a great idea. Thank you, Bruce. I'm gonna try to sit up nice and straight. I was like kind of reclined back and slouched a little bit. Thank you, Bruce. I'm gonna raise up my my microphone a little bit here too. I want to stretch. That's not a bad idea. And lurking is completely acceptable, Bruce. You can have just a room for each type of model. Oh my gosh. Oh. Room for each kind of model. I love it. I don't know if I was supposed to put his tail on yet, but I did. I stuck it in his tail hole. That sounded worse than what I meant. What? Is the gun just already one piece? Oh, it is. What the heck? Oh, there might be some bottom pieces that attach. Okay. But yeah, the whole gun assembly is like one single piece already. That's wild. But yeah, I am trying to figure out how to like organize down here better. Because I use this space a lot. You know, my gaming PC's down here and everything. And most of my like socializing with my friends is playing online games together. So I'm down here a pretty good amount. Oh, I don't want to do that. That's gonna really scuff that up. This is like almost weird rubbery plastic bits. But yes, I'm down here quite a bit. And but we also have, and this is like a weird like L-shaped room that I'm in. And then we have kind of a kid's playroom on the other side of the basement, and then we have a storage room, and that's our basement. But this area, I've also set up so that Mini Shinny has her computer desk down here. Shinny Wifey has her computer desk down here. And I have our old dining room table set up for tabletop games. And I have this desk set up for, you know, painting and model building and stuff. But I'm trying to figure out like a better way to lay out this room so that it like works better. Because there's a lot of times it just really doesn't feel like it works very well. It feels like if I rearranged things slightly better, like the floor plan would have more room or something. I don't know how to explain it. But like currently I feel like there's parts of the room that just aren't very useful because there's just like space just isn't being utilized very well. And it's my own fault. I mean, I'm the one that arranged it this way, but I'm not like an interior designer or anything, so I don't really know what I'm doing. So you have the miniatures going? Okay, so we have like the wolf's head, and we have part of his body, and pretty soon I'm pretty sure that this part is gonna attach right here. So we got a good chunk of his body going along, and then we're gonna be adding legs soon as well. But at the moment it's having me build his gun thing that goes on top. That's cool. Hydrate? Oh, yeah, yeah. She has been doing a lot of reading. She mentioned earlier in the chat that she was reading, and she let us know which book she was reading, and I asked her if it was one of the ones she got at the library, and it was. So I'm very proud of her for reading. I am very proud of her. And I told her that earlier too. She's doing a very good job. Okay, so next, P5. Right here. And A8. This one, okay. Gotta sit up straight. Blood drunk Bruce gave me a posture check earlier. I can't start slouching now. This cough is driving me crazy. Like, I've been eating cough drops all stream. I drank some hot tea with honey and lemon in it before the stream. Like, I've been trying to do everything I can to get it to go away. Do I need more gum? I have some gum in my my bag from work, but I didn't bring it down here, and I don't really want to eat gum. I don't know. It's a little late. I should have grabbed the gum earlier. Oh my gosh, this one. It's hard to get to line up. Right? This is where this one goes, right? Hold on. That was... Yeah, that was P5. It's hard to explain, but so there's like a little notch here on the left and a little notch here on the right, and the piece, it almost doesn't, it feels like it's too small for the gap. There we go. I think I got it mostly lined up though. Make it work. She likes the wolf Zoid. I like this one too. I think she'll like the ligers when I get to them later as well. I say later, not tonight, but a future stream. There we go. Yeah, that lines up pretty well. Tonight, all-nighter. I don't think you'd be happy with that. But let me zoom out real quick. Because I don't know if... oh, I forgot I had my other camera still go in that direction. But we got the Blade Liger, who's really cool. He's like a big tiger lion guy. He's cool. And the Shield Liger, who's also a lion tiger hybrid guy. But I'm really excited to eventually get to those guys. They're gonna be fun, I think. Yeah, I probably wouldn't be happy with that either. An all-nighter would be like, I think it would be cool to do like once or rarely for like an event or something. I've seen some people do like I don't think I want to do 24-hour streams. I've seen people do those, but that sounds like too much. But doing an all-nighter rarely might be neat. Plus, I think these would be better to spread out over a couple of streams. And I probably don't want to do them like all 3 in a row either. I probably want to separate them out a little bit. I just dropped everything I was working on. Luckily, I was able to get everything. I like Gundams, but I always appreciated the look of the Zoids. Reminds me of Power Rangers. They honestly, they are a lot like the Zords from Power Rangers. It's probably a decent way to think of them. Threw it on the ground. I'm an adult. That's not my dad. That's a cell phone. Alright, a gun area, which is probably going to go right here. That makes the most sense to me. Okay, but it wants me to build the smoke discharger. Whatever that means. I'm assuming it's like exhaust or something. Kind of looks like a shotgun. Okay, E1 and E8. So here's E1. to E8. My dog looks like she's going to throw herself on the ground. Her head's hanging off the side of the bed. That sounds like my dog. She lays in some really interesting positions sometimes. Okay, so now dang, that's a really nice seam right there. Like just all around, like this part fit together really well. Oh, and I think these go here. Like that. Yeah. It's like the exhaust going out the back. I know there were some newer Zoid shows, but I only remember there were like 2 different ones on Toonami back in the day. There was one that I believe was just titled Zoids. And it was like a tournament show with Bit Cloud and the Liger Zero. And I remember liking that one. But then there was also Zoid's Chaotic Century, and that one had Van Flyheight, at least in the English dub, that was his name. And he didn't have a Zoid at all at the very beginning, but he ends up finding an organoid, which was a little tiny, like, human-sized Zoid kind of thing, but he found it in like an old ruins, and he befriends it. And then a little bit later, they're getting attacked by some bad guys, and they happen to find an old crashed Shield Liger wreck, and his new organoid buddy Zeke, I believe his name was able to like merge with the Shield Liger and repair it. And I always thought that was so cool. I loved that show. Johnny, for sure. I don't think I have a channel specifically for Gunpla yet. But that sounds awesome. You are more than welcome. I know you said you painted some of yours, so if you want to post them in like the painting channel, that is fine. Or if you think a different channel works for now, that works too. But I might have to make like a Gunpla section. I never really considered it before, but I think that makes some sense. And he's got his exhaust. They really look like shotguns, like weird double-barrel shotgun things. Technically, it's a miniature. I mean, it is true. I don't believe that you had life-size Gundams. Alright, so that's step 5. I think I've technically gone a little bit further because, oh yeah, it wants me to do the legs, but I've already like assembled parts of this, because like I already put the the exhaust and the tail on. I didn't put the beam cannon on, but I also don't have the... There's a lot of steps for the legs. My golly. Oh man, I'm not even like all the way zoomed out, but like this is all steps for just the legs on these like couple of pages. It's already 11. I don't think I'm going to get these done tonight. I'm going to keep going for now. But I wonder if I should go ahead and attach these guys, this A10 and A16, whatever they are, these little like tube looking guys. But let's see if we can get like at least a leg ready. And these might be deceptively, like there's a lot of pictures here, but maybe these aren't as bad to build. So we're going to start with D16 and P4. Grab one of these P4s. The whole, like from here down on this sprue, these are all P4. So I got plenty of those at the moment. And D16. Man, when I was a kid and I didn't know any better, I would have just grabbed these and twisted them and pulled them off the sprue by hand. That's how I built all my very first Gunpla, which probably hurts the soul of anyone else who's built models and Gunpla and stuff. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't really even have anyone to like teach me how to do model building or anything back then, and that was before YouTube. I didn't really have an easy way to figure it out. Okay. I saw a moment of silence. Oh no. Because of how I did it as a child. How terribly I did things. Where's number 11? Oh, there it is. Okay. I was probably only like a couple of years older than Mini Shinny is now. It felt right. I mean, I don't think you were wrong to hold that moment of silence for all those models that I ruined as a young man. Back when I didn't know any better. But that's no excuse. I still have a lot of those models, like we have like a Rubbermaid container in the in the storage room that I think has several of them in it. Okay, and then C7. This guy down here. I think, though, the important thing is that I did eventually learn how to do this better. And, you know, how to take better care of my stuff and, you know, build them the right way. And I'll be able to teach Mini Shinny when she's ready to start building. Cover piece there. Okay, so now I need a P5, a P6, a D20, and a D9. Purple Mando, how's it going? I'll give you one hint with this piece right here. Can you guess? If you're familiar with Zoids, I think this will be enough for you to be able to guess. We are partway through. I've got part of his body built in his head section. And I just started on one of his legs, left front leg. I need to clip out some new pieces here. This is the one that looks like a cat. You there? Does this one look like a cat? Oh, a goat. Man. I don't know if you're pulling my leg or not. I really just don't know. It's P5 and I need a P6. You can't place it. Okay. I'll hold up the box here in a second. But it is the Command Wolf. I believe most of the time in the anime, the Command Wolf was like blue. Like kind of a navy blue. Switch cameras real quick. But this is the box. They've recently started making some new these new realized models. They're a slightly smaller scale. They're 1/100 scale. And a lot of the old Zoids, like I had a couple of the old like HMZs, I believe they're called, or HMMs, like the really high detail ones, but I have like the old Liger Zero model, like the high level one. And so I have him. He's actually built on my shelf, but that model is like trying to carry around like a live hand grenade. Like it's so old, and the parts like just barely fit together, and some of them are like kind of forced together. Like I really should have like super glued it, but you're not supposed to have to. And I didn't know that when I was building it. And I built part of it like a decade ago and part of it like a couple of years ago. And it's constantly trying to like explode into pieces. So it's just sitting on my shelf and I'm not touching it. But I can take some pictures of that one and put it on the Discord. You always wanted to get Liger Zero or Blade Liger. Well, you were in for some additional luck, because I'm starting with Command Wolf, but I also have the Blade Liger because they did a re-release in this slightly smaller scale. And they actually have been carrying these at Hobby Lobby. This is the Hobby Lobby version of these. And there was actually a part on the kit that I'm building right now. It was either this piece or this piece on his back that on the inside of it, it had a Hobby Lobby stamp, which I thought was wild. And then in addition to that, I also have the Shield Liger. We just got this one this last weekend. Shinny Wifey said it was a early Father's Day gift. So I picked up this guy, and so this was the price they put on it, but they have it's like every day 40% off on hobby stuff now. So he was actually like $50 or 40 something bucks. I can't math. I think it was like 45 or something. We are doing much better today than we were yesterday with our emergency room visit. Okay, I need D20, which is this piece right up here. Oh no. Oh no is right. Everything turned out okay. I'll start there. But our youngest, our 2-year-old, Shinny Baby 2.0, decided it'd be really funny to shove something really, really high up his nose. Yeah. We didn't know it was a bead at first, though. We thought it was a rock or something. But it was a decent-sized bead. It's actually right here in this little cup. And it has a nice, you know, hole through the bead. I can't get it at an angle where you can really see through there, kind of. Your craft booger beads. Yep. He thought it was a great idea to try this new craft out. And he got that bead lodged really freaking high up his nose. Oh, good. You saw it on Facebook. Amazing. Shinny Wifey, Purple Mando is one of my IRL in real life friends. Purple Mando and I have known each other for quite a few years now. In fact, like what feels like forever ago now, we used to do a podcast together for props and cosplay stuff. Over 10 years. I was gonna say it feels like it's been quite a while. Okay, so this piece, this guy goes right here. Saying IRL like those hipsters. Like I said IRL and then I immediately was like, I hope I enunciated that well enough. And then I was like, I'm just going to say it in real life instead. But it was already too late. I've already said IRL at that point. And you can't like undo what you've said. It's impossible. No take backsies. I believe on one of your recent streams, Purple Mando, I lurk sometimes. I don't always even say that I'm lurking or anything, so I apologize. I probably should. But sometimes I pull up your stream, like when either I'm not going to be at my computer, or I know that I'm going to be like mostly distracted. And so I've pulled up your stream a handful of times. But there was one kind of recently, or it might have been one of your clips on Instagram, but you were actually wearing like your Mando helmet for part of your stream. I think it was a clip on Instagram that I saw not too long ago. Whippersnapper language. Oh my gosh. Let's see, does this go? This? Yeah, there we go. I've been very impressed with how well this kit has been fitting together too. Like this is good stuff. Okay, so now the next part. So that was, I just did this part up here. So now I'm going down here. So I need D14. I guess I need to do this part here first. D5 and P7, D14, and my very first Z1. It's one of your channel point redeems. You can make me wear it for 5 minutes. One of my mods really likes to abuse that. I love that. Semi recently, I built a Din Djarin suit. And I had one of my buddies 3D printed the helmet, and then I like finished it up and did the graphite rub for it. And it came out pretty good. I think I can do better. Like, I've learned more. I feel like I can do better in the future if I was to redo it. But the armor, I actually bought a kit on Etsy. Some guy had vacuum formed it, and unfortunately, he didn't have any reviews on that kit, and I'm a little bit frustrated because he did not do a very good job vacuum forming. I should have like sent it back or something, asked for a refund. It was mostly okay, but he also didn't send me all the pieces. I'm missing like the shin and the knee pad, so I'm actually trying to like, I probably would have had to have done them myself anyways. So I've been kind of slowly working on those. But yeah, I've been kind of working on a better version of my Mando cosplay. So that might be a fun thing to be able to have as a redeem, where they can make me pop on the helmet for a bit. Or I could get some other stuff. Have some alternate things. I know a long time ago I had one where they could make me wear a hat. And I never changed it. Like, people could just keep making me wear more hats. And Shinny Wifey was running around grabbing more hats upstairs and bringing them downstairs. And so I would have this like stack of hats on my head. We have a picture of me with like 12 hats. E7. This guy right here. Yeah, for sure, man. I try to lurk every chance I get. Like, anytime I see you on and I'm like near a computer, I try to lurk. Okay. So this. There we go. Some of these are like such a close fit. Oh, dang, that's interesting how that notches together. Okay. There's a little tiny... I don't know how well you can see it, but like right here, there's like a little divot that was like part of this piece, but it slotted into this other piece and it like keys it in, it locks it in place. Well, and I don't think he's always gone by Purple Mando. Like, probably as long as I've been streaming for painting, he's definitely has. But you've had a couple of different channels over the years, haven't you, Mando? 3D print you a gecko. Minnie Shinny wants me to 3D print her a gecko. So I'm gonna have to 3D print her a gecko. Wait, is that all one piece? A3. Oh, that is. His like paw is like a single piece. That's interesting. I didn't even know she was still awake. Excuse me, sorry. She said she was tired earlier, but then she also said she was reading, so I couldn't 100% believe that she didn't fall asleep yet because she was reading. Ah, Shinny Wifey with the hydrate. Thank you very much. Give me 1 second here, and I will do that because that's a good idea. There we go. His little paw. His little wolf paw. Oh, and you there with the stretch. Thank you. And a posture check. All combined. All right. Oh my gosh, and to make you dab. All right, hold on. Hold on. We're gonna do the stretch and everything first. Sometimes I can get that shoulder to pop. I dislocated it once when I was a kid. And I usually can get it to pop pretty good. There have been a few name changes over the years, but this is the only one I actually streamed with. I was thinking you had, like, I don't want to dox you, but I was thinking you had, like, either posted YouTube videos or had an Instagram with something like coffee related. Coffee powered, maybe. I don't know. I'm not trying to dox you, so I apologize if you're like, no, that name is dead. I never want to hear that name again. That's acceptable. Oh yeah, coffee powered media. That's right. Right. And I know you've got like a lot of photography stuff. Like you have a lot of camera stuff. Oh, that's your photography. Is it a separate account? If it's a separate account, I apologize, but like I remember I was seeing like some of your photography and camera stuff over there. That's cool. All right, we're sitting up straight again. Oh, thank you there. And now we must dab. I think that's a dab. I might just be a confused old man and I don't actually know. How does this... That doesn't go... What? What? Good enough, I guess. Oh, man. Okay, so this is that leg. Okay. Okay, so this picture makes it look like this peg right here is supposed to go through this slot, right? Which would be this for that guy. Except it can't because there's no hole in this side. So I'm pretty sure the picture is just drawn weird and this should go through this hole. Because that is totally doable. This, and in fact that like barely fits. This is definitely where it's supposed to go. And then another one of these Z1s is supposed to go on top. She got a second wind. She'll be terrible to wake up in the AM. Oh, I'm sorry. She did also ask for another hydrate, so we'll do that. I'm also going to grab an additional cough drop. I keep eating them. And I want to at least get this leg finished. I don't know if I'm going to go much further than that. Yeah, Mini Shini is definitely, unfortunately, like me, and is not a morning person. So that's that piece. And then this guy, this slots in the top. Like that, okay. And then there's another armored piece, B2. Oh, there's only... This is the B. They couldn't make room on, like, I don't understand. Is this a different color? Like, why they couldn't have, like, attached it to C? Like that? Like, why not just have this slightly bigger? Because, because this isn't the max size. This A is the biggest one in here. And like you could have had B and C together and it's still smaller than A. Like I don't understand why these two pieces on B, and maybe it's because of the shape of the molds or something, but it just seems weird that these are their own separate sprue. Maybe a slight variation of the part. Maybe. I don't know. Like, it's only these two pieces, and this is like the... So this is like the front leg, and this piece is gonna like attach onto here somehow. Yeah, it'll go like right here. So it's just like a, I don't know, front shoulder armor piece. It just seems weird to me that it these two pieces needed their own completely separate sprue. But again, maybe it's just the angle of the piece or something. I'm not a professional model or mold maker or anything. I've made molds, like maybe it had too many undercuts to match with the other pieces. Like that might explain it. There we go. That snapped on there pretty good. Alright, so that is the front left leg, which will go here. But there's actually another piece that goes on there first. These two pieces go on there. I saw them on a different piece, A10 and A16. Go ahead and put them on. Maybe they just wanted more sprues in the box. Who knows? It's possible. I don't know how they think about some of this stuff. And oh, I guess I should probably point this out again. I did explain this earlier, but for those who are new or weren't here earlier, this is an extremely dull blade. It is not sharp. Even the point is not sharp. It's dull. The end is rounded off. This is an old blade. I'm not going to accidentally cut myself. I promise. But the plastic is just soft enough that I can kind of like push along it in just the right spots and kind of scrape off some of the little nubs and stuff. But I promise you, I am not going to accidentally cut myself. I'm also, it looks like I'm cutting directly out my fingers, and I promise you I am not. I'm cutting in the general direction, but not like straight at them or anything. And I'm not putting very much pressure on it either. It's still going to make me cringe every time. That's fair. That is fair. Where was the other sprue connection? I don't see it. I must have clipped that one really well. Oh, I think it's right there. Because like right here, for example, like it probably looks like I'm going towards my finger, but if I twist the camera, like I'm not. Like granted, way over here, I would touch my finger, but even then, like it's not even in line, like right here. And then if I twist back, like I'm quite a bit away from my finger. Like it's not in a straight line. It just, the camera angle makes it look worse than it is. Okay, so this piece goes on here. Ah, okay. Because then this goes on here. We have a single leg attached, and the leg is actually fairly flexible because it can flex out because of how the joint was made, and it can rotate forwards and backwards, and it can bend. Oh, I didn't put the other piece on there. Whoops. Hold on. I need one of these little guys. These are kind of like little rubber stoppers, and these are also kind of what makes Zoids kind of unique to Gundam, is that they have these little outward kind of gears on the model. And in the anime, in the cartoon, there's a little bit of flashing there, sorry. In the anime, these parts, when the Zoids were like under stress or like really working hard or something, these would like spin and shoot off sparks and stuff. But yeah, so this is a very like flexible leg, like a very posable leg too, honestly, for how few parts that is. And then also the neck is gonna attach right here. Oh, that is harder to attach than I thought it was gonna be. So this like kind of extends out a little bit. There we go. Retracts back in a little bit. There we go. That's pretty cool. I like that. Like this is a very flexible kit. I like this. I do think this would be fun to panel line though. And I've excuse me, sorry. I've not really done much panel lining before. Let's see, can I get that piece to come back off of there? Not easily. It can, it's just... it's wedged in there pretty... there we go, okay. But I think that would be easier to do kind of separate. And even like how this is currently assembled is probably like not ideal. But like I have these Gundam markers, and these are like meant for doing like panel lining and stuff. But I think doing the straight up black marker on the white might be too much. I have a gray one. So I have gray and black. Oh wow, those really don't look that much different on camera. But I think the gray would be better than the black, but I don't know. I kind of want to try it on like a not as visible piece first. And I'm not necessarily planning on doing the panel lining tonight, but like it's one of the things that I don't know, like I would like to do it. Like maybe here on the very bottom of this gun, like there's these two little like notch things. And then I guess, yeah, you can just kind of wipe away any of the excess. I think the gray will work fine. But like I'm also not sure, like am I supposed to like trace the whole interior like edges like this? Like, I think that looks fine. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to do it. I kind of want to like watch a video before I really get too far into it. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think that looks fine up under there, but like, am I supposed to? Like, I feel like that adds a lot to the look. So like if I went in here, Excuse me. Yeah, because like I got a little bit extra on like the outside of that line there, but then you can wipe it off pretty easy. I don't know, I think that looks pretty good. I think I'm gonna have to surround with this a little bit. Excuse me, sorry. That's true. A little bit of IPA can definitely clean it up. But I mean, any of the like small mistakes, I'm able to just kind of like wipe away right away with my fingers. So I just got some right there, and I can wipe away. I can wipe away what I got on the surface. I think, oh man, I think adding that panel lighting though looks really good. I could see this process being like very like cathartic. Painting props and costumes has taught me anything. Painting mistakes equals battle damage. Exactly. Exactly. This piece, I believe, just kind of go straight up. Yeah, there we go. To see if I could get back in here to these crevices. Do a little bit more. And some of these little crevices are even too small for like this little panel line marker to get into. But I do think that this is looking pretty good so far. Other than your Mando suit, have you done any other props and cosplay stuff recently? Oh, sorry, that was a little bit too far down. That looks good. I like that a lot. I'm gonna fall asleep. Might as well go ahead and log off. Bye, everyone. Mini Shinny, have a good night. Thank you for hanging out with us. I'm so glad you made it this far. I will take some pictures so you can see how he looks in the morning, okay? I'm probably not going to get too much later. Or I'm probably not going to get too much further on this tonight, Mini Shinny. So I think you've honestly made it through most of the build that I'm going to get. I'm probably going to look for another channel to raid pretty soon. Just so that I'm not on here too terribly late. And then we can probably finish this guy next stream. Or at least finish building him. If I'm doing panel lining too, I don't know. I don't know how far we'll get next stream. Oh my gosh. The panel line adds so much details. I will, Mini Shinny. I will come up and snuggle you here in a little while, okay? I promise. Not lately. I do want to start a Tusken Raider and Scout Trooper at some point. Tusken Raider would be so much fun. Good night, Mini Shinny. I think a Tusken Raider would just be like fun to, I don't necessarily know to build. Like, I'm sure it would be, but like, I'm thinking just being at a convention and just, you know, doing the and, you know, screaming Tusken Raider stuff and throwing your Gaffi stick up in the air or whatever it's called. Doing, you know, Tusken Raider things. It sounds like fun to me. I have the face details for an episode 2 Tusken 3D printed and ready to go, but printing that head shell is going to take forever. I could imagine. A while back, I had started printing a Halo Infinite Master Chief suit scaled to me, and I printed the torso and both upper arms and one forearm so far, and then I took a break and I have not come back to it. It's been a while. I have not come back to it. I want to, but part of it is I know the torso is not going to work for me unless I make a mold of it and cast it in something significantly more flexible than PLA. And I just was not ready to invest that much like time and money into it, because I'm not planning on trying to sell it or anything. I just want it for me. Just like me with my Mando, it's sitting unpainted in a bin. My my Din Djarin Mando is like, he's not done, but he's at least like in a wearable state where like I've worn him out for Halloween and stuff, and he's not quite like screen accurate. He's like kind of close in a couple of places. Oh my gosh, the panel lining adds so much to this, I think. Like that is like so much detail that just was not there before. And then he's got like this piece. Do I want? Hold on. Is there any detail? Maybe I want to do like this. Those edges are going to be really hard to get to once this gets put back on. Put back on the main body. Oh, and Purple Mando, I don't think you were here yet whenever I was talking about this earlier, but it was kind of an announcement that I made a little bit, sort of. I turned in my 2 weeks notice at my job recently. And I've been kind of waiting to share that news. But yeah, my last day is this Friday. I do have something else lined up, and I have not been sharing many details yet. I'm very excited to be moving away from where I'm currently at for reasons I don't want to get into right now. Maybe after I've gone. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, the panel lining was a good idea. Like looking at like the head next to the rest of it, like the rest of it just looks so plain. So I definitely am gonna have to go back and panel line things. Yeah. Yep. %. Panel lining is the way to go with this for sure. I also was messing around with a different camera view earlier, so that way, like if I was doing stuff down here on the table, you could potentially like see what I was doing better. But I don't think I needed it very much tonight. Most of the stuff I was still needing to like hold up in my hands and not necessarily like set down here, but like I do have like, you know, a chunk of the body built and his head and his little gun thing on top. And I do think this is still a, you know, a pretty cool view. And you know, I can show like the sprues, like this one is now empty, so I don't need it. And same with the little orange one, because it just had the 2 cockpit pieces. But yeah. So let's go look for somebody to raid. Gotta go get some dinner, have fun sticking them together. You there, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. I'm actually calling it for myself. I'm coughing. It is approaching midnight. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. I'm gonna look for someone to raid real quick. Anyone who wants to is welcome to, you know, hang out with us and go raid somebody else. Excuse me, gosh. If anyone has any suggestions of anyone to raid, I'm definitely open. I'm trying to see here if there are any people I know. Gosh dang. I've raided him before. There's a guy named Teal Sakire, who usually does some miniature painting. So he could be, he was recently doing some bust painting that was really cool. He's not tonight. He's painting, I can't even tell what that is. I don't know if that's going to be safe for work painting. Let's see here. Can I do, oh, it'd be really interesting. Is there anyone else? Oh, I wish I could search by like name. Like their title or whatever. I was going to see if anyone else was like streaming Zoids. That would have been really cool. Okay, here's someone named Cobalt that's building the RG Shining Gundam. That's kind of exciting. Say raid Ginger Beef, but he's not very family friendly. That's fair. That's fair. And it doesn't necessarily have to be family friendly. But I try to keep things family friendly as much as I can because, you know, usually my daughter's watching. So, you know, I try. But I just found someone named Cobalt 2033. And again, building Shining Gundam. That sounds kind of exciting. I have no idea if they are family friendly, but we're going to give it a try. We're going to see how it is. So I'm going to go ahead and get this queued up. And we're going to head over there. I'm also, once I do the raid, oh my gosh, sorry. Once we do the raid, I'm also going to post it in YouTube. So anyone in YouTube who may still be there can follow us over as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you guys next time.